Well, definitely getting a different perspective to the matter of the president's absence from the country on health grounds. And to discuss that issue with us is Ismail Ahmed, who is a member of the APC's Board of Trustees and also a senior special assistant to the president on social investments. Well, Ismail, you're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you very much.
You heard Mr. Segun Showumi. And
no, I didn't hear him, actually.
You didn't?
Yeah, no.
Oh, well, but you have seen, I mean, you've been following events in terms of what's been happening at the Unity Fountain here in Abuja, in terms of, how a number of people have been agitating. Before now, they had given a notice that if the president wasn't back in 90 days, that they were going to be protesting, and they have been consistently at the fountain since Monday this week. And we've seen different aspects of it. On Tuesday, they were tear gassed by the police on the grounds that, the hoodlums had taken over the protest. But Monday, they were there. They said they were there to protect them. Tuesday, they were there, but they said hoodlums had taken over. Wednesday, they were there, and there were no skirmishes. Yesterday, we saw pro and anti resume or resign groups, protesting. But what do you make of all of this?
Well, Nigerians have the right to protest under our laws, so I think if it's a peaceful protest within the ambit of the law, they have the right to protest, either for or against any issue that concerns them. But having said that, I think to me personally, it's disingenuous for anyone to say that that he is protesting for the president to resume or resign. I still don't understand that, because you protest against political leadership or leadership if any laws are being broken or if there is a moral issue on ground that has been violated. I don't see any here. The president has complied completely with the law, and that is not in doubt. The Senate has confirmed that. And there's no moral issue, because power has been duly transmitted to a very capable deputy who is now the acting president. And he has been steering the affairs of the government fine so far. And then the president has made it clear before he left that he was going on a medical leave. I mean, what kind of weak mind, as far as I'm concerned, weak mind and weak arguments? It's just like saying that because we have challenges as a country, then we should dissolve the country, the unity of the country, and everybody should go his way. No, you don't cut and run when there are challenges. When we came here, when we were campaigning for office, we knew there were going to be challenges, different kinds of challenges, and it's going to take a toll on us. Some of these things that are going to take a toll on us could be a toll on the economy, it could be a toll on even our goodwill, because people would expect us to go faster than we are, because there are challenges, and some of these challenges could take a toll on our health. It has taken a toll on the health of the president. The president said, "I'm going on a medical leave." He has duly transmitted power to his deputy, and the acting president has been steering the affairs of the country since he has gone. So I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I can understand that you have the right to protest, but I simply do not understand the logic behind it.
Yeah, but the question is, how long? I think for a number of people, that's the question. How long can the president be away for, without disclosing precisely what is wrong with him? Or precisely when he hopes to return.
So which one is the issue now? Is it the disclosure of the ailment of the president or the longevity of his stay? Which one is the issue?
Well, they're both issues.
No, but if it is the longevity of the issue, if it is longevity of his stay, for medical reasons, we are a constitutional democracy. The Constitution does not precisely state how many days the president has to be.
Well, you just talked about moral issues. I mean, morally, how long do you think the presidency is not a lifelong career?
That would be an opinion.
You voted for a tenure of 4 years.
Yes.
And in that time, the people expect that you'll be able to deliver to them your promises. And the president did go around to make certain promises to the people. Now he's been away for a quarter.
The presidency is not an individual, it's an institution.
Agreed.
And the institution is still
the institution is represented in this one individual, because he was the one who went round to
do you know why we elect a president with his advice? Do you know why we do that? It's a joint ticket. There is a law, a clear law in this country that you cannot run for a president if you do not have a vice on your ticket. It's clear, and there's a reason why that is.
There is also a reason why there are the provisions for the federal executive, for the cabinet of the president to be able to declare him incapacitated. Sadly, hardly any, any will I say, federal cabinet has been able to kick that in, even in obvious situations where the president was incapacitated, as we did have
under the
sadly,
PDP.
Under the PDP,
yes.
in the time of President Yar'Adua.
Yes, may his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in peace, amen. But there are questions as to whether or not that is not what is happening in this instance, and we have the reluctance of the Federal Executive Council to look precisely at the issues and say precisely to
you have seen the pictures.
That this is not the situation.
You have seen the pictures. Does the president look incapacitated to you?
But when did those pictures come?
It doesn't matter. But does he look incapacitated to you?
Is it a question of viewing? I mean, do we determine people's health by looking at them?
I think it's a big indicator. If you look at someone who is healthy, I think it's a big indicator. And someone who is incapacitated, I think you would know. And the president is certainly not incapacitated, so that issue does not even arise. So my question still goes back to, I understand the right of people to protest or to agitate for one thing or another. It's a constitutional democracy. And this administration, much more than anything else, I do know for a fact that this acting president accommodates people who protest, even against issues that he cares about. It's okay, he understands that. He's a professor of law, he understands the constitutional guaranteed freedom to protest. But what I'm saying is, I personally, as Ismail Ahmed, simply does not understand the logic behind saying that the president should resume or resign.
Do people have a right to know what's ailing their president?
I think all the people need to know is whether or not the president is away for a particular reason. And they have that answer because the president has written to the National Assembly. He said, I'm going on a medical leave. Now, if you probe further, it is up to him and his doctors or his family to decide to tell the country what exactly is ailing him. But I think it suffices to say that he has said he's going for medical leave. He didn't say he was going on vacation. He said he was going on medical leave. That's clear. When he got better, people went to visit him. The acting president went to visit him. Governors went to visit him, including governors of the opposition party. So I don't understand this cheeky argument of PDP people coming in and saying that, hey, this is a president we love, we voted for him and this and that, and all of a sudden he's not telling us what is ailing him.
You call it tricky, but let's hear from Gimba now, the questions that he has from you.
Mr. Ahmed, I'm really concerned because you said that pictures tell the story that the president is actually hale and hearty and he doesn't look like someone who is incapacitated. Then why is it then that up till this time he's not been able to talk to the people directly? Do you think that his management team, his communication team are doing a good job?
What do you mean his communication team? There's only one communication team in the presidency, and the communication team have been effectively communicated. There's an acting president. What do you want the president to broadcast to people and say? And people keep calling about distant broadcast. Is there any occasion in this country that has happened that requires a president to make a broadcast that you think that the acting president is not capable of making that broadcast? No. So, if the president is going to make a broadcast from London, what is he going to say? And as what? There's an acting president. And there's a president who is on medical leave and who has clearly stated so. Why do you make all these demands? I don't understand.
You did say also that clearly, according to the Constitution, there isn't a cap. And now we know that the lawmakers, of course the legislators, are deliberating over the Constitution review and trying to, straighten out the grey areas. What would you recommend in terms of having a cap for how long a president should stay away from the country?